going on, everybody? Brant here with CPC Bodybuilding, the best channel in men's classic physique. Today, previewing the Tupelo Pro in men's classic physique. I have a special guest today. I got Jared Thompson, classic physique pro, last year's Tupelo Pro champ, and Olympian, also from Tupelo, Mississippi. Jared, it's great to have you on, brother.
Man, I appreciate you having me. I've always, ever since you started doing these last year, or ever since I saw you, started doing these previews of all these shows, I was like, man, I'd like to be on there. you know, and here we are. So, man, but I appreciate you having me. It's really cool to be on here, and it's kind of, you know, I'm still like I ain't supposed to be doing stuff like this. I'm just a small town Mississippi boy, man. I ain't supposed to be doing stuff like this, but man, yeah, I enjoy. I appreciate you having me on here, and I'll do my very best to give my educated advice.
You're gonna do great, brother. And I think the athletes are gonna really appreciate your thoughts and your feedback. And I know a lot of people are looking forward to this one because we've got a lineup of a lot of guys who could make this like a breakout show, which makes this so
Yeah.
exciting, man. And we've just got this is just the second edition of this Tupelo Pro men's classic physique division. So I mean, we're gonna get the second pro champion here. So we're gonna find out this weekend who's gonna take home that title and the Olympia qualification. So before we get into this lineup today, I want to make sure everybody can find you on socials. So pull up our Instagram right here. We got Jared's Instagram. Make sure you guys, if you're not following Jared already, it's JRod underscore IFBB underscore pro. You guys can follow him here on Instagram. And if I understand correctly, you also do personal training.
Yes, I do personal training and coaching. It's not my main career anymore, so I don't push it. But if anybody wants to get, some coaching or if they're in the area and they want some free personal training, I am here.
Yeah, so make sure you guys follow Jared here and inquire about that if you're interested. So we've got the Tupelo Pro this weekend. Like I said, it's a Saturday show. Here are the details. So here we've got 8 a.m. prejudging for the classic physique division. So the classic guys are going on. First thing, make sure you guys are tuning in at 8 a.m. sharp. Then the NPC divisions go after them. And then also finals will begin at 4 p.m. sharp. And this is a very smoothly well-run show. So make sure you guys are tuning in to Instagram for the updates there. I'll be giving you guys the call outs and whatnot. So if you guys are looking for those, you can follow me on Instagram at CPC Bodybuilding. I'll be posting it all there. So without further ado, we're going to get into our lineup of classic physique athletes. Now, we do have some of these guys not able to make the show or choosing to just go ahead and proceed with their off season. So I'll note who is not in this lineup as we go through it. So first up, we've got Gabriel Aguirre from Mexico. Yasher Anbari from Mexico is likely to be a scratch. Still waiting on a visa. He was supposed to compete at Texas last week, was unable to get it, and is still awaiting it. I doubt we see him because it's Wednesday evening and he still hasn't gotten it. So uh, verdict is still out there. But next up, we got Kim Angel from Spain, who's making his classic debut in Men's Physique Pro. We got Joe Bridie from the UK, Victor Campan from Mexico, Alex Connors of Australia, Michael DeAngelis here from Tennessee, Peter Duper from Italy, Abdul Gibbs from Georgia, Seth Goss from Tacoma, Washington, Jeff Hallenbeck from Menor, Ohio, Mafuz Hawit from Honduras, Mark Kenyon of Mississippi, Michael Lopez from California. Kelvin Ojabor from Texas is not competing in this show. He's proceeding with his offseason as planned after the Tampa and Texas Pro. And Damian Ricketts, who competed at the Olympia a few years ago from Georgia, did the Atlanta Pro this past year. And then Bob Waterhouse was supposed to compete here, but having some visa issues, so we won't see Bob here, unfortunately. So a couple of scratches here, but still a very fun lineup that is going to take the stage here on Saturday. So we'll start out here with Gabriel Aguirre, who, in my opinion, is one of the best out of Mexico right now. So these are some photos from the Texas Pro. We got a front double bicep here. This guy placed
Oh
as
yeah,
high
very
as,
balanced.
what'd you say?
It's a very balanced.
Yeah, very good shot for him. And he's placed pretty well at some good shows. He was fourth in Tijuana this year, which was a pretty good show. Had a couple of Olympians in it. So
Mhm.
as we look through some of these shots, Jared, what do you notice about Gabriel?
So his front double, just going through his shots, his front double is probably, his shot. He's got the wide lats, his arms are really good, his quads are really good, and he has that X frame. Um, if he has any shots, any back shots, his conditioning is really good too. Um, maybe he could get away with coming in just, a little bit more detail. I mean, his back is great, but I feel like he could come in with a little bit more detail in his back just to get a little bit more etched look. Um, but he will. I mean, this is only the first competitor, so I'm liable to say, every single competitor on this list, oh, they're going to be fighting for top five, but I think just going off of his pictures, I think he'll definitely be in the run for sure.
Yeah, Gabriel's he's a dark horse, man. This guy is really good, and you kind of highlight a good point. He's got really good structure, just good flow overall. He knows how to pose well. I look at him and I think he's just very, very well put together in general. He's not one of those guys who has like a crazy wowing body part or anything. Like, some of these guys who just have like super, super tiny waists or like, crazy arms or anything. But he's just very strong in every pose. And
Yeah, he flows.
hmm and that could really take him far in this lineup. If you're well put together in classic, man, it takes you real far. So that is Gabriel Aguirre out of Mexico. Next up, this is a guy who might be a dark horse. This is Kim
Oh yeah.
Angel out of Spain. So this is from a week out. Now, these are some shots. These are real impressive, dude. This is a guy who's coming up from men's physique, making his classic debut. So, Jared, I know you've had a chance to look at some of his shots.
I
What stands
have.
out to you about Kim?
Oh man, he's got that men's physique, He's got that MP, super small waist, man, and he. I don't know what his legs look like before he made the crossover to the classic, but he has done a fantastic job bringing his quads up. If they were underdeveloped, in MP, his legs are huge, and he has that X frame. His arms are good, and going off of these pictures, his glutes are striated, and a lot of us guys, um, a lot of the times our glutes is one of the last things to come in, and so seeing that his glutes are already striated, he is condition ready. So I'm very soon as I saw him on Instagram, I was very excited to see how he looks on stage. Because it's hard. Yeah, that's a good shot. It's hard. It's hard to go off of Instagram pictures. Of who's going to do what come show day, because something may happen and they don't look like that on show day. So he's going to bring it. I feel like I think he could be in the run for bringing this for his Olympia qual for sure.
Yeah, he might be in the discussion, man. He's really good. Like this side chest is freaking nasty, dude.
Yeah, and it's full. Like it's so full. Sitting here, trying to. I've been since you've been scrolling through pictures. I've been trying to find like maybe some kind of weakness, and the only one I can really see, and I have the same issue as well, is he's wide from the back, but if you can scroll back to his front double real quick, he's not quite as wide looking from the front. Um, so his lats don't drop like a Chris Bumstead type lat drop that he has. So, but that's just like fine tuning, nitpicking. I feel like if I'll be very surprised, given the fact that he comes show day on point, I'll be surprised if he's not uh, in the run for the top three.
Yeah, he looks real good, man. Very very balanced and like the dude, he's got that just crazy full bubbly looking muscle too, man. I'm really impressed with the legs. Like those wheels are crazy.
They're
So,
dense,
yeah.
very, very, very dense, and that's probably a very good word just to describe him. Like his back and his arms, he's dense,
Yeah,
thick.
I think he could do real well in his classic debut. So
Yeah.
that is Kim Angel out of Spain. Next up, we got Joe Bridie out of the UK. So Joe has placed in some of these, tougher Tampa Pro and Texas Pro lineups. I think he was, I want to say 12th at Tampa and just a little bit, maybe like 13th at Texas. And, those are some pretty deep lineups too. And Joe's made some serious improvements, man. He's a taller guy. We look at some of these shots, try to get some closer ones. And also that 12th place came after some pretty serious food poisoning too. So
Oh
got to
man.
commend him on coming back from that. But just
Yeah.
what you're seeing from like some of these shots with Joe, what makes him classic in your opinion?
Classic is definitely a look, and that's why I love the division. Either you got it or you don't. And most of these pros, most of them have it, and he definitely has it. I mean, he has the good quads that go into a small waist, and then wide lats and wide shoulders. Like that back shot right there is very very good. Um, he has the look, and going from a Tampa placing or a Texas placing and coming over to Tupelo, May will more than likely play some good dividends for him as well.
Yeah, really good structurally. Like he's definitely filling out that big frame and
Yeah.
I really like Joe's look. Just I think as he just continues to put the muscle on and really push that weight cap, he's gonna be a threat in classic. He just gotta, keep on adding the size. He's got really good structure, good lines, good flow. Just a matter. I think the back is the one thing that I would say probably needs to come up the most, but he's got really good side shots. He's, dense for a tall guy, good front shots. That vacuum is really clean,
Yeah,
man. That's a great
that's a sick
shot.
shot.
But I think Joe could do pretty well here, man. I could see him here in the top five, certainly. He might surprise some people just given that even with that Tampa look, man, wasn't it for sure was not his best given the food poisoning.
Is the Tampa? Is that when he had food poisoning?
Yep. So we
Oh,
could see
oh
even
yeah,
better. So
oh yeah, yeah.
so that is Joe Bridie. Next up, we've got Victor Compan out of Mexico. So this is a guy who I think has a lot of potential if he nails the final look. Now, this is like the best footage that I could find of him. This is from Tampa, and I don't believe he placed in the top 15, but
Okay.
he looks really good in this footage. Just from a pure physique and like structural standpoint, I would say my one critique is probably like needs to bring the condition in tighter. The
Yeah.
the quads look good. I would say, it looks like he might be holding a little bit of water, or it could even just be some extra fat, but he's got good structure, man. You can see from these shots right here.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Really good
he
shots.
looks the part, for sure. Um, that's one thing, man. You know, if you can bring that conditioning to the table at every time you step on stage, conditioning will take a competitor a very long way with the judges, a very long way.
Absolutely, man. You don't have to be the most structurally gifted or the biggest guy even, but if you show up and you diet and you push the condition, it'll get you looked at. It may not win you the show, but it'll certainly get the eyes on you. And I think if Victor just turns the condition up a notch, this guy could really make some noise because structurally, this guy's very gifted. I think he looks great. Very good muscle
Oh yeah,
insertion.
he's got the shape. I mean, he's got the classic shape: the wide shoulders, wide back, small waist, and the quad sweeps. I mean, yeah, if he comes in peeled, like peeled to the bone, he'll he'll get some looks for sure.
Yep, so that is Victor Campan out of Mexico. Next up, we got an Australian. We got Alex Connors, who I got to give this guy some credit. He has improved tremendously in the past year, man. This guy took all 2023 to make improvements, and he's doing his first American tour. So hit Tampa, hit Texas. His best placing thus far was at Texas last week. So he placed behind Joe Bridie at Tampa, actually, but moved up and placed ahead of Joe at Texas. And
Hmm.
I love the front lat spread here, man. What do you think?
Oh, dude, that's a six shot. That's that is classic right there. You know, and he looks very very big. Like he looks like he's gonna be one of the guys coming in at the top of his cap. You know, and when it's when it's close like that, if you get into like a close battle with another competitor, like top two or top three, and if you're conditioned and you coming in close to your weight cap, which like it looks like he is, then you're gonna get that hand raised for sure.
Yeah, the structure stands out to me, man. Big guy, broad shoulders, big lats, big quads, good lines. He can do some damage, man. I could see him like this could be his first. I don't know if he's placed top five in a pro show yet, but I could see it here, man. If he brings, that condition that he brought in Texas, which I think his look definitely improved from Tampa to Texas. The Texas look was
Yeah,
really crisp, man. If he even improves upon this, he's looking at a top five in my opinion. This guy looks real good.
yeah, that's a killer shot right there, man.
Yeah, good favorite classic pose. I sure as hell hope he hits that one or a nice teacup pose. Like anything from the front for him is gonna look fantastic.
Yeah.
So that is Alex Connors out of Australia. Next up, we got Michael DeAngelis. So this far left one, I believe that was his most recent appearance, which was at the Hurricane Pro in 2022. But Jared, when we look at that left shot, so the right one is, I think, back in 2019. It looks like he's improved tremendously over the past few years, which, that's what the
Yeah.
sport's all about. Um, what are some of his strengths in that front double bicep on the left side?
His arms look very massive. They look very thick. Good biceps, good triceps. His quads are big. And you said this was from 2022.
I believe so, yeah.
Oh man, if he made just as much improvements from those two pictures as to now, 2 years later, oh, I'm excited to see him. I'm excited to see what he looks like.
Yeah, he looks really good. Has kind of like a golden era, like 70s-esque type of look, which I really like, man. That's a really cool looking like classic physique. You know, the big arms,
Yeah.
um, you know, the
Small waist.
yep. hmm I think Michael could very well display like his best physique to date, and I'm excited to see him back on stage. So that is Michael DeAngelis. Next up, we got Peter Duper out of Italy. So this guy went to one of the earlier classic physique Olympias. I want to say it was like 2017, 2018.
Oh
And
wow. Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
he's like one of the OGs, man. And then he's placed in the top five in some of these European shows back in like 2022, 2023. So this was like 20, I think this was 2022. This was Prague. He was fourth at this show. And when we're looking at this video, Jared, what are some good poses for him that you can see?
Uh, his yeah, he's got very developed glutes and hamstrings there. They're very full. So that rear double bicep is definitely a solid shot for him. He's got great quads. He's got overall great leg development. Um, and all these guys, they're pros for a reason. So, he's got the shape. He's got the wide shoulders, the lats, the small waist, the developed thick quads. So he looks very very balanced. So it's hard to say which shot is his best because his physique flows. Like I've said about some of these other guys on here, his physique flows. Nothing looks very. Um, None of his body parts look like they're overpowering um, each other. So he's got a very balanced physique.
Yeah, provided that he brings the correct condition, I think he could do pretty well here. Because for Peter, it's really just a matter of like he's got the shape and he's got some good lower body development. He's got big lats, good arms too. Like a look like this could do pretty well here. This was like I think this was the Tunisia Pro a couple years ago, and when he's on, he's really on. It's just a matter
Yeah,
of nailing the final look. When he's on, I think he could be in consideration for a first call out in this show, but ultimately it's tough to say until we see him on stage, and we haven't seen him on stage in a minute. So I'm certainly hoping to see Peter's best because when he's on, he's real good. So that is Peter Duper out of Italy. Next up, we got Abdul Gibbs. So this was his last appearance, I believe, at the Texas State Pro. So we got a few shots from that one. So we'll look at this classic side try here. I think that's a pretty good shot for him.
yeah,
Uh,
that's a really good shot.
good
Uh,
shoulder development.
he's very full. And again, this is another fella that not one body part stands out over the other. He looks very very well balanced. And when did you say was this show last year that you're
So this
looking at
was
here?
a little bit later in the year last year. I think Texas State is in October or November typically.
Okay.
So this was later in the year.
So
So he's had a
he's
good,
had some time off, so
yeah,
I'm excited to see what he can bring. After this off season, if I'm not mistaken, I think this could be his first show of the year.
yeah, it is.
Um, so that's a lot of time off to make improvements, and so I can't wait to see what he brings.
Yep. So that is Abdul Gibbs. Next up, we got Seth Goss, who you competed against him. He was fourth at this show last year, actually. And this is a guy who I think is really underrated, dude. These are some really nice shots from Tampa. So when we look at Seth, Jared, you've seen him in person. What makes him really good?
Conditioning. I mean, you look at that back shot right there. How there's so much. detail in his traps and his rhomboids that go down into his lower back. And then his glutes are super feathered. And that's how he came in Tupelo last year. I mean, he was just absolutely peeled. And that's not the only thing he's got going for him. I mean, he's got great shape, small waist, and his muscle bellies as well are very full. Um, so he's obviously peaking well, and yeah, he'll definitely. I can easily see him being a first call out again for sure.
Absolutely, man. Dude, the thing that stands out to me, man, is some of these lines are just so clean. Like everything's just super crisp. He has this like
Mhm.
really healthy look to his muscle. Like he gets like really conditioned, but also just maintains this kind of like this really nice balance between the condition and like the fullness that gives life to his muscle. It's really
Yeah,
just
he's
like
yeah
great to
he's
see.
he's he's not only just absolutely peeled, but his muscle bellies are just so dang full, and that's that is a very difficult look to bring. So him and his coach, they're definitely they they have the formula down. That's for sure.
Yeah, he looks great, man. He's got to be a contender in this show. Absolutely has to be. So that is Seth Goss. Next up, we got Jeff Hallenbeck out of Ohio. So Jeff is an Olympian, won the 22 Legion Pro. So started out by winning the Masters division in I think it was the Friday show, and then won the overall Open title, which took him to the Olympia in 2022. So Jeff's been to the biggest stage in bodybuilding, and you can see why here. Jared, when we're looking at these updates, what do you think Jeff brings to the stage?
He's a big dude, man. going off, going off of some of these pictures, he looks like a very big dude, and obviously, he's got great conditioning as well. But if you, as you can see in those pictures, right there, he's got that thick muscle, man, that takes that takes time to get, and so I don't know when these updates were taken, um, but looking at his muscle bellies and how thick he is, if he can bring that top notch conditioning, we'll see him in first call outs as well.
Yeah, I look at Jeff, man. I just think detail, detail, condition, and on top of it, man, just like that density. That density stands out.
Yeah, yeah, thick.
It's gnarly.
Like that shoulder right there is just it's like a dang boulder sitting at the bottom of his trap.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of his physique, and I think he does very well at this show. So that's Jeff Hallenbeck. Next up, we got a rookie, Mahfouz Hawit out of Honduras. So Mahfouz did both the Tampa and the Texas Pro, starting out with the hard shows to make your debut. But
Mhm.
as you can see here, man, pretty good for a rookie. What do you think?
Oh yeah, his back is super dense, and you can always tell, the level of conditioning an athlete is at with their back shot because his hamstrings are dug in, he's got the feathered glutes, his back is super dug out, and so conditioning will definitely not be an issue with this guy.
Yeah, just crazy level of condition, and he's got some real dugout lines, like you said. I think really it's just how he stacks up size wise next to some of these other guys. That's really the ultimate test,
Yeah.
I think. But I like his chances here, man. I think he's got a lot of upside. He could do very well here, just depending on how he compares with some of these other veterans, because there are some pretty seasoned competitors here who have done a lot of pro shows, but I think Mafouz definitely holds his own. And structurally, he's very gifted. He's got really good flow. It's just a matter of, I think, is he big enough yet to be like in that first call out? But he's got a bright future,
Yeah.
man. I certainly think so.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's going to continue to do very well. And that level of conditioning that he has right there, man, that's hard to bring. I mean, that dude is just completely shredded.
Yeah. So that is Mafuz Hawit out of Honduras. Next up, we got Michael Lopez. So Michael last appeared at the Sean Ray Hawaiian Pro last year, and Michael's a relatively new pro. He turned pro at North Americans back in 2022, I believe. He did Legion in 2022 for his pro debut, where he took ninth place. So I think here are some shots from that. Pretty good condition at that Legion show. Um, real clean lines. I think he's got some good flow. Nice back double bicep.
Yeah, he looks really good. Um, and I think he's made some pretty significant improvements since these show pictures as well. Um, I I'll be looking for his name in first call outs for sure. Um,
Yeah, if
because
his
he's
condition's
made
on point, man, he
he's
could be
made
right
some
there.
significant improvements. Yeah,
Yes, that is Michael Lopez. And lastly, we've got Damian Ricketts. So Damian has been to the Olympia before. So this is from the Atlanta Pro. I got to see him in person this year, and the dude's just got really quality muscle, man. I don't know if you've had a
yeah.
chance to look at some of his shots, but what do you think of some of these that we're looking at right here?
Oh man, dude looks phenomenal. Um, he's got a lot of times guys are just gifted with good biceps. That's that's something he has, man. He has those softball type biceps there. He's got really good arms, thick legs. Um, you know, he could. I think I've said this about every single competitor in the lineup, but I mean he could be in the running too for first call outs. But the thing about it is, you never know till show day. You know.
Yeah, exactly. For me, I think he matches up density wise with a lot of people very well. He's going to be conditioned. For clarity, these lights in the theater where they held the Atlanta Pro kind of washed the guys out a little bit. So his condition's like better than it looks here because I saw it in
Yeah.
person. But he's just got a lot of dense quality muscle, man. Like he's not going to get out muscled by anybody. The real question is
Yeah.
like, does he have enough width? He just needs more on the lats. That's really it.
Hmm.
And he's a shorter
Yeah.
guy too, so it's like it's kind of one of those things where it's like there's only so much you can control, but he's really well put together. He's been to the Olympia for a reason, so I certainly would not count this guy out. He could definitely make some noise. So
For
that is
sure.
our full classic physique lineup here at the Tupelo Pro. Now we're gonna get into the fun part. So Jared and I are
All
gonna make
right.
our top five picks. So
Okay.
so Jared, I know you're going off the cuff here. I've got mine actually written out. So um,
Okay. Yeah. This
what we
is
can do
on
to
the
make this
spot.
easier is I can start out with my fifth place, and then you can do your fifth, and we can work our way down to one if that sounds all right with you.
Okay. I, I got I got my winner. I gotta fill the rest of them in.
Yeah, I'll keep this lineup here, and if you need to look back at anybody, you just let me know and we can do it. Um,
Okay.
but I'll start out here with my fifth place pick. So I'm gonna go with Gabriel Aguirre out of Mexico. I think he's got a lot of potential to do some damage here. He's one of the most seasoned veterans. He's competed in so many different shows. He was fourth most recently in Tijuana. and he's got great flow, man. That's the thing that stands out to me. I think he's structurally one of the best guys here, very complete overall. And I think he just might get a little bit out conditioned by the guys ahead of him, but he's really well put together, very classic. I got him in fifth place here. So that's my fifth place pick.
Okay. All right. So, so keep in mind that this is just going off of what I have looked at on the screen here tonight. So, by going off of that, I am going to pick, uh, I'm going to say Jeff Hollenbach is going to come in fifth.
All right,
Yep.
Jeff Hollenbeck there, or Jeff Hallenbeck there in fifth.
Yep.
And so what's the fifth place pick? What's the justification here?
Uh, I just kind of got the top three in my head for sure. And so fourth and fifth is just kind of, up for grabs, man. But I got the top three in my head. Um, and so, him um, being previous Olympian, given the fact he comes in conditioned, I think he's going to seal a top five spot. But um, Jeff, don't get upset with me, man. You
Oh,
know,
he's not gonna.
uh,
Jeff's super chilled about this. He's probably not even gonna watch this. So,
but that's just gonna who I'm gonna go with my fifth place pick. But he could easily come in and take the whole show. That's just going off of pictures I've seen tonight. That's just gonna be my fifth place pick.
all right. So we got Jeff Hallen back there in fifth for Jared. So my fourth place pick, I'm gonna go with the Aussie Alex Connors. Man, I really like his structure. Just very, very impressed with this front lat spread. Any of the front shots, he's done so much over the past year to improve his physique. And even from Tampa to Texas, I think he made a great improvement in just refining the peak. And we could see something even better here in Tupelo. I certainly hope we do. I'm going to go Alex Connors here in fourth place.
Okay, nice. Okay, uh, my fourth place pick is going to be, man, I'm gonna have to go with man, I don't want to kill his name pronunciation.
Is it
Um,
Mafuz?
yes,
All right.
yes. Just going off of, conditioning can take you a very long way in this game. And if he can come in that peeled, I think that can easily seal him a top five spot.
Yeah, I actually I agree with you here, man. I think he could do quite a bit of damage, and he's kind of underrated in my opinion. I thought he could have placed even higher at Tampa and Texas. Um, the only thing here is I just don't know what's gonna in terms of size. I want to put him in my top five so bad, but I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it's tough, dude. I can see him easily being top five. I could see him being as high as two or three even. Um, but I'm gonna go in third place. I'm gonna go with Seth Goss. I love this guy's physique, dude. Just crazy, crazy condition. I'm a condition guy myself, to be honest with you. I just, I have this appreciation for guys who can get peeled, and Seth's one of them, man. And on top of that, just great shape to go with it. The back double
Yeah.
bicep is such a clean pose for him, man. Love that classic side try. Great core as well. Everything just flows well. He's got this like extra pop to his muscle, this really good quality, and he peaks with perfection. I'm gonna go Seth Goss there in third place.
He's mine as well.
All right, so
Yeah,
Seth
he's
Goss
mine.
there in third for
He's
Jared. Okay,
yeah, he's mine as well.
all right. So
Yeah, he's got that, he's got that crazy balance of conditioning where he looks super full, um, but like his detail and his cuts are just so etched. Um, but it's a very good look. Um, and so yeah, I feel like he will be a top three contender.
all right, so Seth Goss there in third for both of us. In second place, I'm gonna go with the guy making his classic debut, Kim on Hell out of Spain. This guy
My
is impressed the hell out of me in these updates, man. Just super like this side chest is so ridiculous. Like you
yeah,
don't see this from a guy who's just making his first classic appearance. And this pose just blew my mind. That one, the front double bicep,
that yeah that
these are
Arnold
crazy
twisting
shots, dude. He's just got
pose.
he's got
Yeah.
so much muscle, man. And like I mean that goes to show some of these men's physique guys, man. You never know. Like some of these guys are a lot bigger than you would typically anticipate. Um,
Oh yeah.
like some of these guys are bigger than classic guys. I think he's one of them, man. So
Yeah. Oh
um,
yeah, for sure.
dense as hell, good flow, good balance, man. Just really, really clean, classic type of look. He's going to be conditioned. The glutes are in, like you said, the pianoing and the hamstrings. I mean, it's all there, dude. This guy's really good. But I just think I got one guy ahead of him, and it's only because he's going to be more complete. That's why. So he's my second place pick.
My second place pick is going to be Alex Connors.
All right.
Yeah, that front lat spread, man. That all he can do is just he cannot do any other pose and just do that, and he's going to place top two. That's just such a complete look. But yeah, I got him coming in at second place.
Yeah, it's a great shot, man. I'll be intrigued to see kind of just what the condition plays out to be. That's the ultimate question is
Yeah,
if his
and
condition.
that's going to be the determining factor. Which one of these guys will bring that jaw dropping conditioning, and if multiple guys bring that, it's going to be a battle.
Absolutely. So Alex in second there for Jared. My winner, I'm gonna go with my guy Jeff Hallenbeck, man. I think Jeff brings this one home. I just got this respect for just how much he grinds. This is a bodybuilder's bodybuilder. He's a guy he doesn't post much on socials, but
Those are
he
the guys you have to watch out for too.
yes, yes, man. He's that guy who just shows up and beats everybody. That's what he does. He comes out once or twice a year to compete, and when he does, he knocks you dead. Crazy condition, granite level hardness, just that nasty, gnarly looking muscle, man. Plus he's got the good flow. Like he's got the physique to be considered classic. He turned pro as a bodybuilder, but this guy is
I can tell.
classic. Yeah, classic as hell, though, man. I'm telling you, I think Jeff is really good. And I also got to give him a big shout out. He's an Ohio guy. That's where I'm from originally. And got an appreciation for the Ohio guys. The Ohio guys, there's something in the water there, man. Lots of good bodybuilders from there. So shout out to Jeff Hallenbeck. I got him winning this one.
All right, I think you already know who my guy is, and that's going to be Mr. Kim Engel. Yeah, yeah. If If this dude, you know, comes in even 5% better when these pictures were taken, he's gonna clean house. It's if he doesn't, uh, I'll be very surprised. But this dude don't play games, man. He's coming to make a name for himself.
Dude, he looks nasty. Absolutely
That's
nasty.
yeah,
Like that shot's killer, man.
yeah, yeah.
Ridiculous. For a classic debut, I'm stoked to see this guy. This is a nice treat, man. Because, a lot of these guys who are making their classic debuts or even their pro debuts decided to start out in Tampa and Texas. But this guy's got some serious potential, man. And obviously me and Jared certainly think so, picking him 2-1 in this show. So I think this guy's gonna do something here in Classic, man. It's exciting to see.
Oh yeah. And you know, even if he let's just say something happens and he doesn't win this show, I think before the year is up he can get an oak wall. I mean, he just looks that good.
Yeah, I certainly hope it translates to the Classic stage because this guy looks absolutely insane, man.
Yeah.
So those are our top five picks, and that's our preview. But before we get out of here, got to give another big shout out to my guy Jared for taking the time and just talking bodybuilding. Make sure you guys go show him some love, give him a follow here on Instagram. And before we wrap up, Jared, since you took the time out of your day to just talk some bodybuilding and join the show, man, wanted to give you the floor. Are there any shout outs you want to give to anybody at the Tupelo Pro, maybe the promoters, the athletes, any people in your corner?
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to the promoters, Timmy and Judy Gillard. They're wonderful people, and ever since I've met them back in 2012, they have literally done everything they possibly can for this sport to promote it, to make it bigger here in Mississippi. They are true ambassadors for the sport of bodybuilding. And just, I'm just thankful that we have the town of Tupelo to, accept something this big. It's very exciting for us to have all these professional athletes from all over the world come here to just wee little Tupelo, and so it's definitely some excitement for us.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a great show. I'm certainly excited. If you guys are wanting to tune in to the Tupelo Pro, I'll be giving you guys all the updates here on Instagram on Saturday, 8 a.m. sharp for prejudging, 4 p.m. sharp for finals. So make sure you guys tune in. It's going to be a great Classic Physique Pro show. But that is going to do it for the preview today, guys. Before we get out of here, make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe to the channel. And that's going to do it, guys. I'm Brant, and that's Jared
And I'm
signing out
Jared.
for CPC Bodybuilding. Make sure you guys keep it classic. We'll catch you later.